What is the most OP build for Ferdinand as a War Master in Fire Emblem Three Hopes? This build is fun to play. He's fast, he's strong, he's Super Ferdinand. Although as a War Master, Ferdinand doesn't hit as hard as his Holy Knight counterpart, his DPS at times outshines it. The idea of this build is inspired by Dragon Ball Z. I'll explain it as we go. Our weapon is the Vajra Mushti. The Eye for an Eye ability increases our damage based on our missing health. This effectively powers up Ferdinand when he fights stronger opponents that could actually damage him. Fetters of Drami is overkill. It really is, but without it, I feel like there's something missing from the build. This accessory effectively gives us the speed of a cavalry unit as a War Master. It's truly bonkers. As for our battalion, I chose Resist Gauntlets. I may like playing as one, but battling one not so much. We're running Bombard and Fierce Iron Fist as our combat arts. Bombard gives us the ability to rack up our combo to really high numbers, with the added benefit of having ridiculously high crit chance. This comes into play in a little bit. Fierce Iron Fist is our second ability and does more damage overall than Bombard. However, the true purpose of this ability is the speed scaling. This also comes into play later. Ferdinand has 3 unique abilities, the strongest of which is called Maximum Abulation. At 150 hits and above, we gain an increase in our speed proportional to hit count. This does not apply to our speed stat. What it does apply to is our movement speed and our attack speed. At high combos, our running speed is out of this world when stacked with Fetters of Drami. We wouldn't be very super if we couldn't instantly run from commander to commander. Name Drop greatly restores our awakening gauge with every commander defeated, which is another very strong ability. And Noble Pride reduces 50% of our damage received when ordered to seize. As for our class ability, Shatter causes our strong attacks to break the enemy guard. Our strong attacks as a War Master are very strong. This allows us to break through any enemy. And Tome Buster gives us a 95% boost against tomes. Now our abilities, as usual, stick around to the end and I'll tell you how I unlocked each one. Brawling Prowess gives us a 30% damage boost when using gauntlets. Wild Abandon greatly increases damage dealt, but also greatly increases damage received. Concentration moderately extends our combo count, which is important since our combo count determines how fast we are in battle. Absorb Speed gives us a speed stat boost whenever we defeat a commander. This also applies to the entire battle. This is where our Fierce Iron Fist comes into play. The longer the battle rages on, the stronger that ability gets. We get stronger when we defeat enemies, we get stronger when enemies damage us. We get faster the more enemies we attack. This entire build is built around momentum. Offensive Tactics gives us 20% damage boost if our battalion is still active. Spirited Seas fills our warrior gauge every time we seize a stronghold. Impossible Feat greatly increases our damage while above 25% health, but we also sustain damage when we attack. To balance out Impossible Feat and Wild Abandon, we're running Rejuvenation. This ability heals us for every 800 hits. Think of it as a health top-off to keep us from going too low. Burst of Valor fills the warrior gauge every time we crit, which actually brings us back to Bombard. That ability on its own is the cause for some serious warrior special gains. Finally, we have Luna, which causes enemies to incur reduced defense proportion to our luck stat. The most important stats for this build are Strength, Speed, and Dex. Strength being the most important of the 3. As luck would have it, this time around, leveling Ferdinand is very simple. All 120 levels go into War Master. War Master gives us a big boost to our strength growth rate and a moderate boost to both speed and dex. It's almost like this class was built to do this very thing. Since Ferdinand is so very strong, feel free to use your stat boosting items to max his strength, followed by his dex and then speed. Super Ferdinand is a beast to say the least. We just keep getting stronger and stronger as we face hardships in battle. The gameplay loop is not only straightforward, but it's super fun. You run into battle with Bombard, followed by Fierce Iron Fist. Usually, that'll finish off the enemy commanders. When it doesn't, just use some combos followed by a strong attack to break gauge after gauge after gauge. Your speed is so ridiculously high that you could bounce from commander to commander with ease. If at any time you get bored of that, throw in warrior specials that also have the capability of one-shotting all your foes. Ferdinand gains both his awakening and warrior specials with ease, so feel free to use them often. Now it's finally that time again where I show you where I learned all of these powerful abilities. Brawling prowess is gained through Brawler, Grappler, and War Master. Wild Abandon is from Brigand. Concentration from Brawler. Absorb Speed from Dark Bishop. Offensive Tactics from Wyvern Rider. Spirited Seas from Fighter. Impossible Feat from Dark Bishop. Rejuvenation from Grappler. Burst of Valor from Trickster. Luna from Great Knight. Bombard from Brawler. And Fierce Iron Fist from Grappler. I hope you enjoyed the reimagining of Ferdinand as a War Master. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. If you want to see other characters created as a different class, let me know in the comment section, and if the idea inspires me, I'll create an alternative build.